Welcome to the ultimate guide for building an enterprise-level website in under 2 hours using Replit AI. I'm going to show you the secret that most users get wrong. It's not about the code, it's about the prompt. Today, you'll learn the exact framework that turns Replit AI into your personal, full-stack development team. I've created a comprehensive document with every prompt you need for professional website development. I've added the link to purchase the full document with all the information you need in the description below. This video walks you through the complete framework I've developed and shows you the real-world results you can expect. Now, let's be honest. We're building with production-level components and demo data, so you'll see some bug issues along the way. That's actually perfect because I'll show you exactly how to debug and fix problems as they come up. We'll go through several iterations, troubleshoot errors in real time, and take this project from a basic, minimum viable product all the way to a fully deployed, enterprise-level e-commerce website, all in under 2 hours. Now don't worry, we aren't going to watch a 2-hour video. To save time, I have put most of the video in fast forward and playing the parts where we had to update the AI and normal speed to explain the steps I took. Most people go to Replit and say, build me a website for e-commerce or landscaping company that uses the latest tech stack, and they get garbage. Then after unsuccessful trial and error, they will probably end up needing an actual web engineer to fix what is broken. Because AI needs structure, context, and specifications. Think of it like hiring a developer. However, this developer knows every single application, but will unironically only build what you ask them. In this video, I intend to show you how to correctly create a prompt for Replit, and the same goes for Lovable and any of the other AI development websites. I will provide a link to the full prompt that I have developed for you to purchase in the description. The #1 rule when setting up an AI prompt for development is that you must first provide it structure. What are you building on? What is your tech stack? What pages do you want to create? What will be the backend and front end? Will you be adding general and custom APIs? Which APIs? And of course, this includes color scheme, and last but not least, never forget to create the admin page. Will you be adding a chatbot? Do you want to install Twilio, Stripe? Will you design it in WordPress, WooCommerce? If you have any amount of experience building any website ever, then you are already halfway there. Always think ahead and plan before you prompt. This will help you save time and money. See, the problem with AI development prompts is that they will do what you tell them, to the letter, and they will leave out anything that you will need later that you didn't mention, even if it is critical for the site to operate as you need it, until you tell it to do so. And once that happens, we enter the phase of continuing to fix the code until you finally get a site that may or may not, again, work as intended, because of how the website organized its structure in the first place. So without further ado, here's the framework that changes everything. I call it the master prompt, and I'm giving you the exact template to copy and paste with a link to buy this prompt so you can use to quickly generate any website you need in minutes. So here's what you're going to tell Replit AI. You start with, create a complete, production-ready website with the following specifications. Now the first section is your technical stack. This is basically telling the AI what tools and technologies to use. We want React.js with TypeScript for the front end. That gives us a modern, scalable foundation. For styling, we're using Tailwind CSS with custom components, which means your site will look professional and be easy to customize. On the back end, we're using Node.js with Express. That's your server technology. For the database, MongoDB with Mongoose. This handles all your data storage. Authentication gets handled with JWT and bcrypt. That's your login and security system. For file storage, we're integrating Cloudinary, so users can upload images and files. Email functionality comes from SendGrid or NodeMailer. If you need payments, we're including Stripe integration right out of the gate. For state management, you get Redux Toolkit or ZooStand. That manages how your app handles data. Form handling uses React Hook Form with validation. so all your contact forms and user inputs work perfectly. Your API will be RESTful, with proper error handling. Now let me show you this in action. I'm going to build a complete e-commerce store in real time using this exact prompt. Open Replit and create new project. As I said, I am creating an e-commerce store. We will call this store Acme Tools and Parts. Now, paste the complete prompt master template plus e-commerce control. During this process, Replit will ask you certain questions relevant to the components. These include your database admin login and password, GitHub API keys, Google API keys, Stripe API keys, and any of the needed components that will have to be updated with user-specific information. Always let Replit know to keep these in your secrets file, which is essentially the bashrc file. Once Replit is done, you will have the development site ready for testing. If you added all your specific API keys and secrets during the build phase, then you can double-check them at the respective third-party sites, and check if the sites are communicating. Make sure to thoroughly test it once completed. Once completed, ask Replit to do a code review, and during the code review, ask Replit to check if any other components are missing. At the bottom, you add your specific requirements. And that's where you paste in one of the website type control paragraphs for the 3 distinct website types I am providing: e-commerce store, blog or content website, and a digital service business. The magic about the template is that this part is interchangeable. Then, you end with, please create a complete file structure with all necessary components, pages, and functionality. Include sample data and ensure all features are working and properly connected. That's it. This one prompt gives you everything you need for a professional website. No guessing, no back and forth. Just paste this and watch Replit build your entire project. You will notice during the build process, Replit will begin separating the components to install to bring what is called an MVP, a minimum viable product. This will have Replit generate a technical debt archive of what remains to be installed. The MVP at this point can be adjusted much more easily at this point. Once you have an MVP, you can begin some of your testing or make adjustments to the look and feel. Replit will generate a change iteration sequence and create a backup point. This will make it easier to pull back ideas that were not liked and change any aspects of the site. If you are building a site for a client, you will stop here and provide the client access to the development environment if needed. Otherwise, as we will be doing in this video, we will keep asking Replit to continue with the remaining install. But before we do that, remember this prompt and use it at every iteration. Type in the prompt, please do a code review and provide any missing suggestions to the site and review any remaining technical debt. And here's something most people forget. We're including GitHub repository setup with proper branching strategy and GitHub Actions for automated testing and deployment. This means your project is professional grade from day one. This will also have anyone with access to your GitHub repository to review the code or build on it. Now let me show you this in action. I'm going to build a complete e-commerce store in real time using this exact prompt. As we see here, we ran into an error with one of the components. Simply go to the error log available in Replit and grab that snippet of text. In this case, this had to do more with the order of loading applications and the fact that we are using mock logins and API keys. If you are building a site, you will need to go to each of the separate sites and create your API keys and secrets. And since we are building an admin page, we are going to ask Replit to provide a section to allow us to modify this right from the GUI. Next up is architecture requirements. We want responsive design with a mobile-first approach. Your site will look perfect on every device. SEO optimization with meta tags and structured data means Google will actually find your site. Performance optimization includes lazy loading and code splitting, so your site loads lightning fast. Security best practices cover coarse, rate limiting, and input validation. Error boundaries and proper error handling mean your site won't break when something goes wrong. Loading states and skeleton screens give users smooth experiences. Toast notifications provide user feedback. Professional color schemes and typography make everything look polished. And accessibility compliance with ARIA labels and keyboard navigation means everyone can use your site. For essential features, you get a professional header with navigation, hero section with clear value proposition, contact forms with validation, footer with social links, and sitemap. If applicable, you get an admin dashboard, search functionality, user authentication system, and profile management. Modern animations and transitions make everything feel smooth and professional, plus cookie consent and privacy policy for legal compliance. Finally, deployment-ready features include environment variables setup, production build optimization, database connection handling, error logging and monitoring setup, basic SEO meta tags, favicon and app icons, and GitHub repository initialization with README and proper documentation. Now, paste the complete prompt master template plus e-commerce control. During this process, Replit will ask you certain questions relevant to the components. These include your database admin login and password, GitHub API keys, Google API keys, Stripe API keys, and any of the needed components that will have to be updated with user-specific information. Always let Replit know to keep these in your secrets file, which is essentially the bashrc file. Once Replit is done, you will have the development site ready for testing. If you added all your specific API keys and secrets during the build phase, then you can double-check them at the respective third-party sites, and check if the sites are communicating. Make sure to thoroughly test it once completed. Once completed, ask Replit to do a code review, and during the code review, ask Replit to check if any other components are missing. Once you are satisfied with the site, you are ready for production. And here are the insider secrets to get even better results that I added to the guide. Be specific about branding. Add color schemes, font preferences, and brand personality. Ask it to include sample data. Replit will add mock data for realistic product content examples. Then ask to have the AI explain the code structure and how to modify it. Ask for deployment instructions. Get step-by-step hosting guidance and add it to the GitHub repository. Request testing suite that includes basic tests for critical functionality. Want to go beyond? Here are advanced additions you can request that are also in the prompt guide. Third-party integrations that include Google Analytics and Facebook Pixel. Advanced animations with Framer Motion. Real-time features with Socket.io. Progressive web app capabilities. Multi-language support. And finally, add advanced search with Elasticsearch. There you have it, the exact framework that turns Replit into your personal development team. Copy that master prompt, add your website type control, and watch the magic happen. Drop a comment below showing me what you built, and don't forget to subscribe for more AI automation secrets.